can turn the light on if you want to. I'm still awake.
Oh. Well, it makes things a little easier. Oh, that's better.
What time is it?
12-ish.
You're early?
Yes.
Right night, was it? At the restaurant.
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I was a little tired, so I left Rob to do the tidying up.
Oh, your arrangement working out okay then, is it?
Yes, fine. There are one or two things still to be ironed out, but one expects a few teething troubles.
Does one?
In the more or less short term. I'm sure everything will turn out for the best.
You sound like the Chancellor of the Exchequer.
You asked me how things were, so I told you. How's everything with you?
Fine.
Things seem to be humming as I came through.
That's how I like it.
Even Alexis was getting stuck in, working from your wheelchair. That boy has a keen sense of irony.
Yes, well, I sent Bill home early, so we needed a replacement for him.
Bill went home?
He was whacked out on his feet.
Well, Matt, you amaze me.
In which of the many ways I am aware of?
You're getting soft in your old age. Since when have you regarded physical exhaustion as a reason for going home?
Let's just say I'm beginning to realize who my friends are.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, forget it.
No, Matt. You can't just say something like that and then...
I was thinking about Rob.
Oh. What about him?
He didn't tell you then?
Tell me what?
He got me into my bath this morning and then proceeded to tell me no more favours. Said he belonged on your side of the house.
He said that?
He did?
Oh, I'm sure he didn't mean it.
No, don't bother. I can manage quite nicely without Rob Pengelly, thank you very much. Bit of help from you and Bill, and I shall be just fine. That's unless you were thinking of withdrawing your favours as well.
Don't be silly, Matt.
That's okay, then. I mean, business is one thing, but bed is another.
Oh, I am tired.
Me too. Don't worry. It's all go, isn't it?
I'll turn the light out then, shall I?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, Pat?
Fine. You?
Fine. Everything's fine. Night.
Good night.
I can't wait till this afternoon.
What's more coffee, Matt?
Wouldn't say no.
Pass Matt's cup, Jeremy, would you?
I said I can't wait till this afternoon.
Darling, you've been saying that since 7 o'clock this morning.
Since 6:30.
So we do know how you feel.
I packed all my things.
You told us that as well.
Here's your coffee, Matt.
I'll pass it.
Can you?
Of course I can.
Well, don't spill it in the saucer.
No, I won't.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Oh, Granny and Skipper both coming up to collect me.
No. At the last count, Skipper was coming up on his own.
Oh.
You still call him Brad Skipper?
Yep, because he's got a boat, and I'm his crew.
Well, he'll be collecting you from school.
In a Rolls?
Probably.
Oh, brilliant. Nobody else in my class has got a Rolls.
The boy's a snob.
They'll all be green with envy. Oh, rats.
What?
I've just remembered my first mate's cap.
What about it?
I've left it at Minden Road.
Oh, well, I don't suppose you'll be going on the boat anyway.
Why not?
Because it's February, darling. Not at all the weather for boats.
Sailors go out in all weathers.
Well, don't bank on it, will you? Now, if everybody's finished, I think I'll clear away.
I'm glad I'm going to Maidenhead for half term. Because everybody's so miserable here. You're miserable.
We're not.
Bill's miserable. The chef's miserable. Even Alexis is miserable. When I went in to see him, he just turned over in bed and told me to get out.
Because he was working last night.
And yesterday afternoon.
Jeremy, this first mate's cap of yours, why don't you phone your dad and see if he can dig it out for you?
Yes.
You never know. If he's got a moment, he might even drop it in here for you, and then...
Brilliant. Oh, hello, Bill.
Morning, Jeremy. Morning, all.
Just back from the market, Bill.
That's right. Already perishing. Need new gloves.
Fancy a coffee?
Another moment, Tara. I want a word with my partner.
I'm listening.
In private, if that's okay, Lynn.
What's up? Why all this cloak and dagger stuff?
Trouble. I assumed you wouldn't want Lynn to hear.
Go on.
It's the second chef, Ernie Young.
What about him?
He's just asked for his cards and quit.
He's what?
Sorry? As I came in, I met him on the way out. I tried to talk him round. He wouldn't listen.
Why should he do that?
He just didn't like the setup, Matt. The way things were going. He had visions of being asked to work all hours, and the prospect didn't appeal.
Well, why should he think that?
'Cause it's the norm here, isn't it? Alexis works from a wheelchair. I work till I drop. Why should things be any different for him?
Did you tell him I was phoning the agency today about getting another chef?
He wanted out, Matt, and there was nothing I could say to stop him.
You did say 5's clear, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
There we are, £30. Won't keep you waiting long for the checkbook.
Oh, that's all right. A little bird tells me you're selling your flat at Cain House.
I sold it.
Already? Oh, that was quick, wasn't it?
Well, they are very desirable properties.
I bet.
I'm really chuffed, Claire, frankly. Looks like I'm even getting the full asking price. And I thought I might have to come down a bit for a quick sale. Only problem now is what to do with a few sticks of furniture I still have up there. Whether to put them into storage or find room for them over the shop.
You're leaving the shop, aren't you?
Yes. Well, I intended to stay. That place has many special associations for me, but I'm afraid it just isn't on.
Oh.
It's nobody's fault. I'm not blaming Mungie or anything, but in the evenings when you come home from work and put your feet up, you want a place that's your own, don't you? Where you can shut yourself away. And I'm afraid that just isn't happening.
What a shame.
The moving finger writes and having writ moves off. And you're moving to Bath?
When we find somewhere to live.
Oh, I understood. You'd found somewhere already.
I'm afraid not.
But I thought you were down there yesterday, clinching the deal.
That was the general idea, but somebody else got there before me.
Oh.
Which is very irritating, actually, because the people who are buying number one are insisting on completion by the end of the month. And if we haven't found somewhere by then, we'll all have to move into a hotel or bunk up with friends or something.
I see.
These things are never plain sailing, are they?
Well, could you try having a word with your purchaser? See if perhaps he, or she, is prepared to postpone things a little.
As a last resort, we may have to, but I doubt if it's going to cut any ice. I reckon our chap's one of the unacceptable faces of capitalism.
I see.
That's if it's a he at all. We're coming round to the view that it's some stop-at-nothing syndicate. Mike's been fighting them tooth and nail.
You do have them crossed, don't you, Claire?
Sorry?
The checks crossed.
Oh, yes, that's fine. Thank you. Well, I must be on my way. And keep your fingers crossed for us, too, won't you, George?
Couldn't you have come to collect me in a roll, Skipper?
I could have, I guess.
Then why didn't you?
She's a nice motor, Jeremy, but she uses an awful lot of gas. Why?
Oh, nothing. I can't wait to get to Maidenhead.
Granny and me can't wait to have you there. We're going to have a great time.
Yes, brilliant. There's only one thing.
And what's that?
I wish Mummy was coming too.
She was invited.
I know. But she's too busy with your contracts for all those lunches.
I thought the contract had nothing to do with Lynn. Matt's handling it on his own, separate from the restaurant. That's what Grandma says.
Well, Mummy's working all the time anyway. And when she isn't, she's cross. And Matt is.
Maybe I'll have a word when we drop by to pick up your suitcase, huh?
Can we drop by at Minden Road as well to pick up my first mate's cap? Daddy said he found it.
I don't see why not.
We are going out on the boat, aren't we?
So long as we dress up warm.
I will need my cap then, won't I?
Guess so.
I asked Daddy if he could bring it up to the old bakery, but he said he couldn't. He won't do anything these days. I expect it's because of Grandpa.
I'm more than grateful to you, George.
Huh? What for?
Sacrificing your lunch hour like this to a poor old man, as full of griefs of age.
Oh, it's no sacrifice, Arthur.
It's kind of you to say so. I hope you didn't mind my telephoning during office hours.
Not in the least. Things were quite quiet this morning.
Only I felt I had to get out of that house, away from Peter's constant disapproval.
Getting on each other's nerves again, are you?
It's Jeremy. Peter never liked the idea of my occupying the boys' room. I know that. So all he feels towards me is resentment. I do my best. I help about the house. I try to be my usual cheerful self. To no avail. I sometimes wish I were dead and out of it all.
Oh, don't talk like that, Arthur.
It would be the best solution, perhaps.
Eat your grapefruit.
It's dry. It's not ripe. I wish I'd ordered the soup now, like you. I suppose there's no chance of your taking the Cain House flat off the market, is there?
Why?
It was an excellent arrangement, especially when we were sharing. My word, George, those were happy times.
Oh, Arthur.
What?
It's sold. Confirmation came through this morning.
Oh, I might have known. I wish you'd consulted me properly before you put it up for sale. I was in the business, you know.
I did.
Everyone's in such a hurry these days. It's all now, now, now. Nobody's prepared to wait. I told you that Peter had sent away for brochures on various old people's homes, didn't I?
No.
Oh, yes.
But he wouldn't.
Oh, yes, George, believe me, he would.
Oh.
He'll have got the idea from that disreputable Jerry Tobin. But perhaps it's the best thing.
Arthur, whatever you do, you must hold on.
What for?
Because it's always darkest before the dawn, and sometimes help is just around the corner.
And every cloud is silver-lined, I suppose. Really, George, you do sometimes talk the most arrant claptrap, you know.
You mean both chefs have walked out?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
True.
One thing you can be sure of, though, Brad, is you don't have to worry about that contract you gave us. That's going to be okay.
Okay, how in the name of God are you going to cook that many lunches a day if you haven't got a chef?
We're getting one. I've been on to the agency and we're getting a good one, starting from Monday.
And what about the lunches for Monday? Who's going to make those up?
I'll subcontract out.
Oh, no, you won't.
Mr. Fulbright, if
You
you
keep
don't-
out of this. Now, you listen, Matt Pryor, and you listen good. I put this contract your way to help you to expand. I thought I was doing you a favor, and I thought you would grasp the opportunity with your customary efficiency and flair. Now, a few days later, Pryor's is falling to pieces. You have no chefs. Lynn is working all hours, and my wife is holding me responsible.
Well, now listen,
I
Brad,
haven't finished. Now, you may not have noticed, Matt Pryor, but there's a clause in my contract excluding the use of subcontractors.
Sure, but no.
And I'm holding you to that clause.
We're talking about 1 day, 2 at the outside.
I'm going to hold you to it. Now, I suggest you put your house in order, and I suggest that you do it fast. You will provide 500 meals for Monday. If you don't, I'll finish you. Jeremy, you got 2 minutes to get in that car.
Bloody walls.
He's a bit excited, isn't he?
What the hell are we going to do, Bill?
Lynn's got a chef.
No. We can't ask Lynn.
We'll have to. Or rather, you will.